Yo, what up, you guys? It's your boy, the Kryptonian, saying here, bringing you a review for One Piece Chapter 103. And this chapter had a little bit of everything, man. I was expecting there to be, some huge uptick in action, or at least just in, plot period, like a plot twist. That's why I said, I felt like, it's just shifting gears. And it just felt like Oda was getting ready to just drop the gear and just go for it. And sure enough, that's what happened in this chapter. And if you don't know what I'm referring to the old man in Laboon and just that sob story. And I call it a sob story. I know it's a cliche expression, but I call it a sob story because it's just so sad on what's going on with Laboon. So he was following these pirates from the West Blue. And I thought that was pretty cool because it's a mirroring of Luffy in the East Blue, because you have the old man telling the story of Laboon, and he's telling it to these pirates from the East Blue, and he used a friendly bunch of pirates, which means right away they're carefree, whatever, right? Just like Luffy's group. So, and I don't know, maybe it's because like I just got done reviewing the Dragon Ball Super episode, and for this week, and you have Universe 6 and 7 that parallels to each other, and it's kind of the same thing. I'm looking at it and I'm like, holy shit, East Blue, West Blue. But basically, those pirates, they land at the light post, where the Twin Cape light post where the old man was stationed, and they say like, look, we're just gonna repair a ship, and it's gonna be too dangerous. We're just gonna circumnavigate the seas, and then we're gonna come back for them. And Laboon is running his head against the rocks to get to the Red Sea, the rocks that divide all the different seas. And I'm guessing if he manages to break through, which the old man says is impossible, but let's just say theoretically he could, that would mean all the oceans, kind of the currents kind of mixing together all at once. And we saw it just getting to the Grand Line, that's some serious shit if that does happen. And just the fact when you look at the scars on his head, that oh man, it touches me. I've told you guys in passing before, man, like, with my dog Prince, like when I was out of town and everything, like, and I read that chapter with Luffy and the dog back during like the buggy arc and all that, it just really touched me. So when I was reading this, it just really goes to show you just how loyal animals are, particularly animals that you could, in this case, it's like a pet. Like animals, when they love all the way unconditionally. And just seeing that, oh my God, that was so touching. Now, to get back onto the chapter, so even with all that emotional stuff, that emotional bomb, that emotional Hiroshima that was dropped on us, Oda still manages to throw the comedy in there, because at first Sanji's like, oh shit, it's a flower. No, it's a man. And Usopp's like, it's a man. Like, just watching the banter and how they're going back and forth, just in that brief period, very funny. I love the comedy part in it. And then when the old man is talking, he's just like, well, isn't that, the wrong way to go about things? Aren't you supposed to introduce yourself to people instead of asking all these questions? And Zoro proceeds to say, I'm going to chop him up. Basically, it's like Zoro and Nami kind of changed positions, because, like Nami was quick to hit Luffy when Luffy said some stupid shit. Which, granted, I don't blame her. And just for the comedy reasons, that's what I'm talking about. Like, Zoro said, I'm gonna chop him up. And when you look at his facial expression, and you go back and you look at Nami's, it's very similar. The only difference is the old man wasn't close enough for Zoro to hit him. But this is what I'm talking about. Like, just the over-the-top expression. And you got like the crazy teeth, and then you got the hand basically keeping him in check. I believe that's Sanji's hand, but just seeing that, because old man's just like, my name is Crocus. I'm the keeper of the Twin Capes Lighthouse. I'm 71, a Gemini, and my blood type is AB. And basically, he's being a smartass, because he just got on Zoro about not introducing himself, and now he says all these meaningless things. You know, there's some interesting stuff, but we didn't need to know he was a Gemini. We didn't need to know that, you know, he was blood type AB, but, you know, hey, you know, that's a win, by the way. I'm fucking AB too. At least, I think I'm AB positive. I don't even know what the fuck my blood type is. I'm gonna have to look that shit up. But this is the thing, though, right? Like, just the comedy in that, and just how he just eased it into it, you know, I really appreciate that, because I do that like when I talk to people. You know, we'll be talking and I'll just throw in some random shit just because it's just like, hey, this is what's on my mind and I'm gonna say it. And that's exactly what he did, but there's a method to it. You can tell the old man's having fun with it. And just to see how when Sanji's saying, well, who's going to die then? He says, well, it's probably going to be me. At first you're thinking, damn, that is some very dark stuff on what he's saying. But when it gets revealed that the water that's on the inside is actually stomach acid, and then the old man is jumping in the stomach acid to swim to give Laboon the tranquilizer to settle him down. Oh man, like that was huge. That was pretty huge. And what I mean by that is he's putting his life at stake in order to keep his promise. And that's one of the things, you know, like as a man, you know, you see things through regardless. You know, like today, you know, one of the things I did today, you know, I had given my sister a promise that, you know, over her house I would help her repair her fence, right? Bad storm came by, knocked some boards loose. Some of them were rotted, you know, long overdue. And I had other shit to do that day, but I was just like, you know what? I made a promise. I'm just gonna see this shit through. I'm gonna fix however many boards she's got. That's what I'm gonna drill in. I'm gonna fix it. And that's what I'm saying. When you're a man, it's just certain things you gotta do no matter how badly. And for me, you know, that's one of the things, like, I hope no one makes a promise or makes me give them a promise on their deathbed. Because right away, I'm going to do what I have to do to keep it. But if it's something like I know I can't keep or I don't want to do, I'm going to flat out tell you, like, hey, I'm not doing that shit. And that's the thing, though. Like, he agreed to it and he's seeing it through no matter what. And that just speaks volumes about character. That was very impressive. And meanwhile, in this chapter, we've got, I believe her name was Miss Strawberry, and Mystery Man number 9. You know, very interesting names, but I really love her design, man. Like right here, no, it's Miss Wednesday. Mystery Woman, Miss Wednesday, and they've got like some secret agent stuff going on. And we don't know why they're going after the whale at first anyway. But basically she's saying our village needs this desperately. And she's got a really nice design, you know, like, not really a fan of the top because I could go somewhere else. That almost looks like a very perverted way of drawing nipples. You know, like those spiral stuff if you look at it. But it's neither here nor there. But the thing is we find out that she's actually referring to the fact that if they could manage to cook this whale, they can feed their village for the next 2 to 3 years. And that kind of goes into something even bigger, you know? Like, when you take in the fact that Crocus is basically keeping his promise to this pirate from the West Sea, and that was 50 years ago, and Laboon still thinks that they're coming for him, it just really shows, like, he's looking at it like this is a promise, like almost like this is a pet. And then it's kind of like how in our culture, like certain animals are pets, and then in other cultures they're food. And it's just seeing that clash like right there. And so when Luffy runs into him, there's this funny scene where Luffy's screaming, they're screaming, and they manage to get inside of the stomach. And their plan is to do what originally Sanji thought the old man was trying to do, which was take the whale out from the inside. And the crazy thing about all that is it's setting up for some type of mini confrontation. And this fits into what I was saying. This is a really great segue into the Grand Line, because it's just showing, like, there's so many different characters and personalities. You know, Oda's already done a really good job with the world building, but this is just some over the top next level stuff. This is really impressive, man. So overall, this is a pretty good chapter, man. My chapter question for you guys is going to be, what did you think about the lengths that the old man was going through in order to keep his promise of keeping Laboon safe? Like I said, I was touched by it. You know, this was a very touching chapter. But that's it for this review. If you liked anything I had to say, as always, comment, rate, subscribe, share. I'll greatly appreciate it. That's it. Thanks for watching Kryptonian saying. Have an awesome day.